In theory, the two best green stocks I know are from Ohio. I'm talking about the two Owenses. Owens Corning, the OC, which makes composites materials used in windmills and insulation. Hey, we know the insulation. Just a sec. Here we go. Pink Panther. And how about OI? Owens, Illinois. Makes recyclable glass. They're right here at home in Ohio. So you could do some great homework on them. And if you believe that green matters, then maybe you do want to own them. There's just one problem. You have to be a real dreamer to think that green matters right now. Now, you can invest like a dreamer. That's what I would have done when I was in college if I had two nickels to rub together. Buying stocks that make me feel good and staying away from companies that do bad things, okay, pretty bad way to try to make money. As well as the two Owenses fit the green theme, the fact is that both companies are doing poorly. I don't think they'll be able to show any earnings growth anytime soon, and growth is why you buy stocks. So you could be a real dreamer then. Buy them, hold them for Earth Day after Earth Day after Earth Day, and perhaps make no money, especially since neither one has a dividend. So they're definitely not paying you to wait. The only way I see greens doing well right now is with some serious federal largesse, maybe subsidies for insulation. Because who wants to spend money on the Pink Panther with natural gas at $3.50, down $10 from a couple years ago? Maybe Owens Corning can staunch its decline if Congress passes Obama's cap and trade plan. If you're a dreamer, you could bet on that. It would be a big mistake, though. You would naturally think about buying Owens Corning when the president talks about building offshore windmills like he did this afternoon, as Owens Corning makes the best composite materials for blades, and they get real hot as they generate electricity. But again, I say good luck. Those orders could be years away, and by the time they come in, maybe there'll be another material that will be even better. Now, I might like these stocks as I did one other time if oil was at $100 a barrel going higher, or if the budget deficit were a surplus and the government gave huge subsidies to people who insulated buildings or reused glass bottles. I'd be all over the two Owenses and all the other Earth Day stocks, too, if that were the case. I would be all over Clive Owens, if I were a woman, or maybe Owen Wilson. Doesn't matter. It's not the case. I say no to all the Owenses. But I know there are a lot of dreamers in this audience. On this show, we're dream weavers. We're trying to weave money into your dreams, not dream catchers, although that was a pretty scary Stephen King movie. You can buy an Owens Corning or an Owens, Illinois if you want to make a statement to yourself. But investing isn't about making a statement. Nobody knows that you'll own these nice green stocks. It doesn't matter to anyone at all. What we do believe fervently on Mad Money is that you should make as much money as you possibly can. Then if you're feeling like a dreamer, go give it to some of your favorite causes. Something that will help them a lot more than if you own dreamy stocks and made no money. And to that, well, you got to be a cold-blooded realist. I would rather have you own the stock of a polluter. I mean, I would even rather have you own the stock of companies that make you sick, like Altria, yep, the Marlboro Man, especially after that great quarter reported today, even as I would have, before I became a pacifist, beat my two children within an inch of their lives if I ever caught them lighting up. Hey, Altria's got a huge dividend. Take it and open up an anti-smoking clinic. That's more you can do with the absence of dividends from the OI or the OC. Now, it just so happens, while I'm in Ohio, that I have another real high yielder, an Ohio bank that, as we speak, is returning the $125 million of TARP money it took from the government. And the company's name is First Merit, FMER, acronym. You could invest with your heart and buy a company that needs to take money from the government to do well. But we'd rather invest with our heads and buy a company that's giving money back to the government. Investing isn't charity. That comes later, when you have some profits to give away. And I think you will if you buy First Merit. This is a great bank in a great position. Its competitors, the larger banks in Ohio, Huntington, Key, Fifth Third, those are all pretty stressed out, as in having trouble passing the federal stress test, in my opinion. If the stress tests are as hard as physics or chemistry at Ohio State, and some of the banks in the region flunk, I think their best branches could be going to the one Ohio bank that not only does not need TARP, but literally just gave it back, First Merit. This little $1.5 billion bank could indeed become the largest bank in Ohio by the time this crisis is finished. Not only is it the first to return TARP money, it's also one of the only banks in this country whose debt has been upgraded by the Standard & Poor's 500. And unlike Owens Corning or Owens, Illinois, First Merit is totally paying you to wait. It's got a beautiful 6.1% yield. First Merit has been a responsible lender. It's not in trouble. It can pay the government back. It can pay you a big dividend. And it can still be able to grab the branches of banks in Ohio when the FDIC starts divvying them up. Here's the bottom line. This is your choice. You can dream dreams and buy the two Owenses. But remember that fairy tales don't come true. They will not happen to you if you invest with your heart. Or you can save your dreams for when you have some profits to give away. Be realistic. Buy a First Merit and actually make some money. You can sound like old Blue Eyes, but you have to invest like Sinatra, the chairman of the board. If you really want to help on Earth Day, the right choice is to invest with your head. Don't make a statement. Make money so you can actually pay back your student loans, put a down payment on a house, sock away something for retirement, and yeah, pay for those fabulous dreams that no one should ever give up on. Let's take a question.
Hi, Jim. I'm Lisa from Columbus.
How are you, Lisa?
Welcome to Ohio.
Thank you.
Booyah!
Booyah! Thank you. Thank you very much.
So First Solar has a large manufacturing facility in northwestern Ohio.
Right.
And they've had a monstrous run over these past few months. So I was wondering if this is a way for us to make some green on green.
All right, Lisa, I have to tell you, when I was analyzing what companies to look at in Ohio, I thought about First Solar because of the manufacturing. But I came to the conclusion that, again, that company could be very overvalued if oil goes down. Now, I happen to not be a bear on oil. I think oil trades 45, 55, 45, 55. But First Solar did well because of gigantic government subsidies, and we saw that in Germany. You can't have government subsidies when you have the government bleeding from the eyeballs. So I think First Solar will mark time. It is by far the best solar stock there is, bar none. But I just don't think that group can get any sort of momentum with oil stuck in that range. Thank you, Lisa. Yes.
Booyah, Jim Cramer.
Twins. Well, kind of. All right, what's up?
Got a question about the railroads. I've been watching WAB, Wabtec.
Hey, good quarter. Did you see that?
Just beat
really
the
good
earnings,
quarter.
Reaffirmed guidance for 09. What is your thoughts about getting on the railroads to get on a recovery?
I'm a huge believer in the railroads. I got to tell you something. Last night I'm in the airport because I'm getting ready to fly out here, and Norfolk Southern reports, all right, and it is just hideous. I mean, I got to tell you, these guys, they literally didn't say anything good at all, and it's like, wow, how much is that stock going to open down? And I've been liking the rail, so I'm feeling real stupid. You know, I'm like checking it out. I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm going to have to eat crow on the rails. And sure enough, Norfolk Southern's up the whole day, closes okay. And what it tells me is that people believe in a recovery. United Parcel, same way. I happen to be buying Union Pacific for ActionAlertsPlus.com, my charitable trust. The answer is that the rails remain a terrific call on worldwide growth, including Chinese growth. And we know that China, they just upped the GDP estimates for this year. I like the rails. They make sense. I like Norfolk Southern. And it's really interesting you mentioned the Wabtec. This crowd is smart. That's another great stock to look at. And I was going to use it. That's another one. It's interesting because I always try to figure out what to talk about on the show. And I said, maybe no one's really heard of it, so they'll just kind of pass over it. But you have. You're going to do well. Thank you. Yes?
I'd like to give you an OHIO booyah, Jim
Holy
Cramer.
cow. OH! Fired up crowd.
My name's David Drago, and I want to talk to you about Fifth Third Bank. So what do you think about the future of the super regional bank and what kind of effect TARP will have on it?
You know, it's funny. When I was a salesperson at Goldman